Everybody, and welcome to Hump Day. Today is the 6/8/22, and this is the 20th anniversary of Marsha and ours wedding that we have done in 20 years ago. But we'll get into that after the intro. And I'm back. So, like I said before I even get started today with the paranormal question of the day, I just want to wish my wife a happy 20th wedding anniversary today. As you know, 20 years ago we got married, and it's been awesome. It's still awesome, and thank you for sticking around with this guy for 20 years. I know I probably can be such a pain in the ass, but but anyway, I just want to wish you a happy 20th anniversary, and thank you for the gifts today, and you'll have yours coming soon. So, hold on a second. I got a message here. All right. So, I just want to get that out there. So, if she's listening or watching, just like I said, I just want to wish you a happy 20th anniversary as well. And we have, whoops, sorry. Hey Jeff, how you doing? Thanks for joining the show today. So today's paranormal question of the day is, let me pull it up here. And here is the paranormal question of the day. So what we got going here is, what has been the strangest and weirdest thing that has ever happened to you in a paranormal investigation, and something that you never want to see or hear ever again because it freaked the crap out of you. So that is today's paranormal question of the day, and let me know what you come up with your investigations and stuff like that. I think it could be a wide range of things. I mean, the paranormal field is full of weird stuff. Thanks, Jeff. Greatly appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. When you get a chance to share out today's feed, um, you know, um, these are one of the things I like to do is share my thoughts, and love to hear your answers and stuff. You know, may it be a short episode or a long episode. Um, you never know. Just never know what these questions can lead to and how long these discussions can go. Um, I think in a couple weeks we'll see how things go. I might have to shift this to 3 p.m. Depending if I have to go on to overtime. So just be aware that I will announce that if it happens to, have to switch it up. So other than that, there could be a wide range of things. I've been to a house in Leopas, Wisconsin, and it's it can be a bed. I think he wanted to turn it into a bed and breakfast, and I don't know if he has quite done that yet. But that house in itself was weird. Just going in, it was just a weird feeling. Um, the we did sessions, EVP sessions, and stuff like that upstairs, and it just the atmosphere just got weird. Thank you, Jeff. Greatly appreciate it. So yeah, we did some EVP work up there in the upstairs in the bedrooms and stuff like that. At that time, I don't it may be furnished at this point. I haven't been there in about probably in a couple of years now. And it's a place I kind of want to get back to because I want to see how different things are. Things shaped up to be more paranormal stuff going on. With the way how the Earth in general is being weird, and how and I said this on Bro Talk last night with We Are Paranormal guys. They asked the question if the veil has been lifted a lot, and I said I think so because I think more and more people are experiencing things out there in the paranormal field that you know not necessarily everybody is experiencing, but when it does happen, it's a weird thing, and and more energy is picking up, and more activity is picking up with the way how the world is uh, going right now. So, and it may all change in the next couple years too, as new things evolve, and what the weather brings to us in the next couple of years and stuff like that too. Weather has a big part of it as well. So, um, anyway, so Leopolis was a strange place. Not gonna lie. Um, I think there was a shed back there, but now I think at this time it's been torn down. So, if you can get a chance, get out there. That'll be a place to look at. Let's see. I was at a train station. Can't remember what town it was I was in though, but it's in Wisconsin. And that place had a brothel upstairs. It was a bar, a funeral home, a train station, like I said before. Um, and if someone's listening, just let me know what place that was in Wisconsin we were at. I know it's close by Appleton. I just can't remember the town right now. Um, the brothel was interesting. We had a few weird things, and in fact, that's actually the first time my wife heard her name come through a spirit box. So that kind of threw her for a loop. What else? Man, there's so many different places. That one went downstairs in the basement, where they held uh, um, the machine to burn the bodies and stuff like that after for cremate the bodies. That whole basement section was just that was hard. That was a hard place down there. In fact, that's where I actually got a rock thrown at me for once. So, yeah, that was goofy. Um, Malvern is a weird place. Sometimes it can be a light place, or it can be a real dark place. It all depends. It depends on what our energies bring into the place as well. Hi, Julie. Or Julia. Yeah, Julie, sorry. Welcome to the show. Hey, Tammy. So, and let's see here if I can pull up the paranormal. Okay, so here's the paranormal question of the day. Basically, what's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you on an investigation, and what would you never want to hear or see ever again? Because it freaked the crap out of you. Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you. So yeah, the rock was weird. I don't know, maybe it's something that I said, or maybe I just antagonized it down in the basement to throw something, and it happened to be the rock being thrown at me. So, um, yeah, that's actually the first time anything's ever been thrown at me before. So, let's see. Like I said, now I was talking about Malvern. Malvern can be a very strange place, and there's sometimes that nothing really goes on at Malvern. But like I said, it's all a matter of what energy you bring into the building that time of day, at that time of the day. Your energy may be different one day from the next. That's how our bodies work. And that day I went there, it was not bad really at all. Spent an hour and a half up in the attic, which is a lot of people can't spend that amount of time up in the attic, but for me it was different. I think it's because I had experiments in my mind of what I wanted to do, and just test out the area itself. So that later on that night, I actually had to do a paranormal challenge where I had to spend about an hour in a room with a bunch of dolls. I want to say about 40 dolls. Cynthia, correct me if I'm wrong if you're listening, um, or Kim. It was about 40 dolls, and I had to see how long I can stay in there because me, I hate dolls, absolutely hate dolls. And for when I was in there, I always had a weird feeling that something was above my head, and I kept on looking up, and I couldn't see nothing. I'm like, what is above my head? It was just a weird, weird, weird feeling, um, and such. Let's see here. Never been on one. Okay. Yes, dolls are very, very creepy thing. And you got a lot of people that like the dolls. They like the porcelain dolls, but those break really easy. So I always like to say punt them all the time. It's just, you know, it's just not a big fan, especially watching an episode of GA where they had the Island of the Dolls. No, thank you. You can keep that to yourself. But yeah, so Malvern was one of those places that was. It's a very cool location. So if you have an opportunity to go to Malvern, do so. Whether anything happens or not, it's just the sense of being there is amazing in itself. So um, let's see. I've been to the Women's Club. That has been in Cedar Rapids, or no, Cedar Falls. I'm sorry, Cedar Falls. Um, that place too is got a lot of energy. It's different, something you haven't seen before. It's very very old. Um, Again, being upstairs, had a weird feeling that because it has a balcony, because there is like a uh, a ballroom in there, so the acoustics are pretty wild. Um, I felt like you're standing up in the balcony with all these seats and stuff. It felt like something's wants to push you forward and push you over the balcony, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me being in. I have a little fear of heights, but not too bad. But that one there, I felt like I was being pushed. Hey, Denise. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a really neat place. You might get a hold of April Richardson. I believe her mother runs that place. So, yeah, get a hold of April Richardson, and maybe you and her can go on an investigation there. It's a great, great place. Great place. There is another place in Cedar Falls that I did do a small investigation on, and but I cannot discuss that one. No problem. Hey, Lori. Um, let's see. I could go on. Farrar School is another place, Maxwell, Iowa. If you get a chance to go to that place, it's a great school. A great place to start if you have never been to a paranormal investigation. Another, um, the spirits are low there. Not mean by any means. Just a great experience. Um, it's there's some areas in the building that can be intimidating, but not as bad. There we had an experience in the principal's office. That was a cool thing. Now, if you ever had like a music box, okay, and those music boxes that you see on Paranormal Investigations a lot on TV or on Facebook Live, if you watch Facebook Lives, which I'm usually a part of a lot. That thing hates me. And also, if I blow my nose during this, I'm kind of getting a cold, so bear with me, please. But the principal's office, that there's a lot of things going there. The door locked on us while we were in there at one time. Oh, Maxwell, Iowa is the school for our school. It's been in a lot of TV shows. A lot of people do their lives, Facebook lives there as well. Check out Raven Rose Paranormal, Cynthia Gerodias, and she does investigations there. A lot of people do it. Check out REP Paranormal. They have done their stuff there. No problem. What else? Um, Man, there's just so many locations, and there's a lot that I haven't been to. I wish I'd been to. Let's see. I've been to Sheboygan Asylum. Now that was funky. That place is huge, and then I warn you, it's not cheap. It's a pretty expensive place to go investigate. So there's a little fair warning with that one. And that one I had the first time with a weird, strange perfume smell. And I never had that happen to me before. And I didn't know how to react to it. I think what I was telling my wife, I was like, because she was standing next to me, I was like, "You smell that?" And she's like, "No, I'm not smelling anything. It's like a strong perfume smell that I'm getting." And it's like, "You're not wearing that. It's perfume." It's like a more early 50s, 60s kind of perfume, I would say. Maybe it could go far back as the 40s. But yeah, it was so strange. It's like I move and then it would follow me. And I kept on moving. So I kind of got went 5, 10 feet away from my wife. And it still was like right in front of my face. I'm like, what is going on here? I can't shake this smell. And finally, a few minutes afterwards, it finally drifted away from me, and I'm like, "What in the world was that?" Sorry, it's like, "What in the world was that?" And then all of a sudden, another guy across from me, from the hall, he's like, "God, you guys smell that smell?" And nobody was smelling it either. So then he was just smelling it. So it turns out that it was a nurse that likes to roam that hall at Sheboygan Asylum. And yeah, that was so funky and weird. But it's not something it depends, I guess, on the perfume. Maybe it's I wouldn't mind smelling it again if it happens again. But when it hit me, it was weird, and I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to smell that ever again. But there again, I mean, when you have your senses and your are so heightened in a location, and you smell different things like a cigar smoke or flowers, whatever it may be, perfume. That could be really strange and weird and kind of hit you in a different kind of way. So if that ever happens to you, just kind of, I guess, be prepared for it. Those things are just it's different, very, very different. But I mean, it's a cool location. Again, if you had the money and the chance to go, I would go. Definitely test it out, see how you feel. It's more about on your level of where you feel where you can and can't go. there's so many places that you know, for different levels of paranormal investigating. Um, what else? Now, I have not been to the Grand Opera House to investigate here in Oshkosh yet. That is one of the haunted locations in Oshkosh here. Um, I am trying to get in to do an investigation, but I'm finding it very hard to get in there, and price wise as well. It's kind of out of my price range to do that. But if I do get in there, most definitely I'll do a live and take you guys along for a ride on that place. Um, I know I'm missing some locations on my mind here. Bear with me. Cambry House. Now, Cambry House and Farm, which is located in Nauvoo, Illinois, it's right on the Mississippi River. Um, that place, that place is cool. Another thing, it's got Indian burial mounds out there, so which adds to the place. They hold weddings out there. They hold um, um, paranormal events out there. So that's another place that you want to head out to, and that's a really easy one on people. So if you want some place that's really easy and just to kind of get started at, Cambry House and Farm is another place to go to. Pardon me here for a second. Sorry, folks. I'm definitely getting a cold. So, for those of you, let's see, Washoe County Historical Museum. Now, Washoe County is just the kind of west of me, in Wautoma, Wisconsin. That place is a very, very cool place. Again, just want to get started. Another place to go to. Um, Nothing very harsh there, in my mind anyway, since I was there once. I will be going back in July. I just gotta get the day set up where I can go, but definitely in July. Um, there again, you got children's spirits. So if you're comfortable with dealing with children's spirits, uh, go to that location. It's a very cool location where it's kind of like a house front of it, and then the back part of it has got a jail in there from way, way, way back. In fact, it's where Ed Gein was housed for 4 days. So his energy is there, along with his Augusta. Her energy is there to be there as well. Just a few other spirits as well that are at that location, and you know the only weird thing that's happened to me at that place, and it's not a bad thing really, honestly, was where me and my wife were coming down the attic and the door shut on its own. Um, that was interesting. So definitely want to see if something like that happens again. So, hey, Kayla, welcome to the show. So here's the paranormal question of the day. If you had anything weird, or I should say the weirdest thing, or something that you never want to see or hear again on your paranormal investigations that scared the crap out of you. Hey, Christy, how you doing? Thanks for coming on to the show. So, Christy, what is kind of the weirdest or things that you've seen in here that you never want to hear again at any of your investigations that you've been to? Like, just kind of really shook you to the core. I know she's been to Malvern. She's been to a lot of places, I think. Glad to see you're doing good. I believe she just got, was that knee replacement surgery? I believe, wasn't it? Just let her respond. Yep, that's what I thought. Knee replacement surgery. So, okay, there you go. So, Lori from the Washoe County Historical Museum, she has been pinched by a piano player. And that's one of the reports that if you sit there and mess around with her with the piano, she'll come up and pinch you. So, yeah, I can agree. I wouldn't want to be pinched anymore either. And I'm sure it happens to you quite a bit. Yeah, that's something I wouldn't want. Absolutely not. Being in a 1700s cemetery back in my hometown, in the middle of nowhere, and had a back shadow run. Okay, had a black shadow run up on us. Okay. Okay, but we do go back from time to time and never had it happen again. Okay. See, now there you go. I mean, you do like that when you have something like that happen and it never happens again. It leaves you thinking like what caused it in the first place. Okay, so Lori has a protective spirit that allows her to work at the location. That's good. That's good because you want to have that sometimes because you just never know what spirits will do if you're not protected. So absolutely, absolutely. So Kayla, so do you still kind of trying to figure out why that happened that they raced up onto you, but then you go back and it doesn't happen again? Do you think maybe that's something that you've might have said or maybe had an event there that it didn't want something to go on at location? That is kind of strange that it has never happened again. So I feel like I'm rambling on today. That's one of those days. I'm off of work today, so I think it had to do with a Native American burial ground. Okay, that's near it. That makes sense. They want to protect the land, and sometimes they just don't want people on there. So that's their way of getting you off the land. But then there again, you keep going back, so maybe they realize they're comfortable with you being there. Yeah, always respectful. So not sure why it happened. Okay, well, it might be just one of those days that had an off day and just felt like it wanted to scare the crap out of you. You know, um, who knows? Who knows what spirits are like day to day? If their operations change, if they're very, um, a very active spirit, or you get those that just repeat themselves. Residual spirits. So more or less, residual spirits won't do anything to you. They'll show themselves at any given time to you at a certain time of the day. So, but you definitely get those other spirits that are very, very active and just want to let you know they're there, and you're going to show it in their kind of way. Oops. First time I went to Malvern Manor, which is in Malvern, Iowa, for those of you who don't know. Around, okay, Hank's room, we caught a really evil laugh. that just sent chills down my spine. Yes, absolutely. That could be one of those things that could be really intimidating at sometimes. Just not sure what they're going to do. Energy level high or too low. Yep. Yeah, energy high, too low. Absolutely. You know, I don't know. I've dealt with some intelligent spirits before. Like I said, with the smoke or the perfume with the nurse. There again, she just wants to know that she's there. I don't think she's going to do anything physically to hurt you or anything like that. Just to kind of let you know that she's there. Now, other spirits in that location, I don't know. I haven't really heard anything too bad at Sheboygan Asylum. At least not yet, anyway. Yeah, you don't really want to hear it again. Yep, yep, absolutely. I can hear that. I mean, for me, I'm one of those guys that I have a hard time seeing spirits, shadow people alone. Sometimes I can hear disembodied voices. I've heard that plenty of times in like Facebook Lives, or I've had it happen to me in a location before. It all depends. And you're right. If it's a very evil laugh, like you said, or something like, um, someone says, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," and you don't want to hear that. That's a very scary moment there when you hear a spirit say something like that to you. So, that's just one of those things that you really sends you for a loop, and hope you never want to hear that again, because that's very threatening. You don't want that in a location. And Facebook, I'm not doing any of that, so you don't have to ban me for that. I was just making a point, an observation. You know, watch, I'll get banned now after I said that. Which would be my first time going to Facebook jail. Let's not let that happen, Facebook. So, like I said, today's discussion is kind of more on your feelings, on your locations where you have been, and um, and how you feel and what you don't want to hear or see ever again. My experience now, like I said before, we were at a train station once before, where it used to be a funeral parlor, a brothel, a bar, and we were down in the basement where they have the machine where they can cremate the bodies after the funeral and stuff. Down there, that the weirdest experience I ever had was where I had a rock thrown at me, and I think I probably said, well, you know, uh, if you want to throw something, go ahead and throw something just to let us know you're here. And next thing you know, I get a rock thrown at me. It didn't hit me by any means. It was a big rock, but it landed right by my feet. And so I'm like, anybody else here get a rock thrown at you? And they're like, no. I says, well, I just got one thrown at me. So, and that was the first time for anybody that has had that happen to them. at that location. So um, there, and, when they go to like the Granger House, or um, the Women's Club, they have mannequins there. Yeah, what a combination! Exactly, exactly. Um, and you know, the Granger House has full of mannequins at this place. And I know Lori's got, I think, a couple at the Wilshire County Historical Museum. Um, I always felt like I was being watched. You get that weird feeling that these people are watching you. You know they're mannequins. They can't move, or can they move? You know, um, can they talk? Because I know at one point, I believe it was REP Paranormal that was there, and they had a K2 meter go over the top of this mannequin, and it started lighting up the colors on the K2 meter. So it's like, how the heck can that happen? There's nothing inside these mannequins. So, um, yeah, that's kind of a strange thing. Okay, and the captain's room. Yep, across from it is okay, you were standing against the wall. You literally slid down. That was from where my energy drained so fast and made me nauseous. Okay. Lewis took me into the other room and the end of the hallway. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I've heard a lot about the captain's room. You don't want to mess with the TV in there. If you do, then he'll put scratches on you and stuff like that. Which I was in this room a little bit. I was tempted to change the channel on this TV, but I didn't. And Taylor and I were in there. I think we were talking about it, and within a few minutes, he ended up getting scratches on his arm. So good thing I didn't do that. So um, spirits can be crazy. They can be crazy. What else? Going and walking upstairs to the Granger's house. The very first room was a boys' room, um, and I wasn't there yet. But my heart started, going real fast. And I'm like, why is my heart going this fast? I mean, I'm just walking up the stairs. But I think that the boys' room really hit me pretty hard. Not really thinking about it. I think that's just what it is. I think so too, Kayla. I think so too. There's lots of things out there to go investigate, and you got a perfect windstorm out there. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Christy. Yeah, Kayla, I think you need to go back investigating. It's um, I enjoy it. I really do. I like to do my experiments. I have lots of different experiments. Actually, which brings me to back to Melbourne again. Um, it was Taylor and uh, Cynthia and Emmett. We were all in the bathroom way at the end of the hall, across from where the Shadow Man likes to come out. Um, that bathroom is crazy to begin with. The energy is very, very high in there. Um, and I decided to, um, pardon me for a second. I decided to purchase a desktop Tesla coil. Now, the Tesla coils, they really bring out the energy a lot. and depending on the size you get. Mine was a smaller one, but it was enough. And so Taylor decided to put it at the end of the bathtub on a little shelf there. And he got in the tub, and we started doing our session, which Emmett was in the room and filming it. I don't know if he's got the video out footage or not. I'm not sure if he's going to release it or not, but so Taylor is like way in the back of the tub, and this thing was way in the front of the tub. And we did a EVP session and stuff like that, and the space was getting really funky and really weird. So if you have never used a Tesla coil, just be aware that things will change, and you may not feel that you are changing, but it definitely might affect the other person in the room that's with you. And like I said, we were asking questions and this and that, and I noticed that slowly, ever so slowly, he was moving towards that Tesla coil. And I'm like, why are you moving so close to that? And he's like, I don't know. I'm just feeling more drawn to it. And the more and more we talked, the more and more he got almost right up close to that Tesla coil. So those are one of those things that you want to make sure that you want to be careful using. So we decided, okay, well, Cynthia said, well, why don't you take a break and then I'll hop in the tub and, we'll see what this effect does for me. And again, it drained a lot out of her too, because she just was, I don't know if it memorized. I can never say it right. So anyway, she was drawn to it as well. She didn't get quite as close to as Taylor did, but it was a really, really strange thing. And, I think I maybe might have heard a lady's voice other than Cynthia's voice. So, but there again, I mean, that's on personal experience. Something I can't, show in a video wise. But that's what it is. It's about personal experiences and what's happened to you. What might happen to you may not happen to somebody else, but when it does, it really catches you off guard. So, it's like I said, it's a very interesting place, Malvern Manor. So if you haven't gotten a chance, please go. It's a really neat place. What else? Trying to think of the locations I've been to. I haven't been to a whole lot. I mean, I've only been investigating actively within the last few years. I know there's a lot of people that go, 5, 10 locations a year. But, you got a family. You can't really go as much as you want, and you got to find a time and vacation to do so. So other than that, I mean, if anybody else has got experiences. Absolutely, I would love to get out to Gettysburg. I mean, I know it's a very high energy place, and it's not just a battlefield. It's all over. And there's actually a library that I actually want to investigate. A group of a family called Paranormal 5. They went to a library and experienced a lot of stuff there. Okay. So Edinburgh, I was actually supposed to go to Edinburgh May 13th and 14th, and I ended up getting COVID that weekend, so I missed out on my chance on Edinburgh. So, yeah, I follow a lot of things with Edinburgh. I think Edinburgh is a really cool place, or I should say Edinburgh. I probably should say that right. Cat's probably hearing me like, you're not saying it right. And yes, I'm using the iPhone to look at my questions or my comments, by the way. And yeah, I've seen a lot of Facebook Lives. I've been part of a lot of Facebook Lives. And It's a very, very cool location. Yeah, I'm hoping that next year I can get out there. I thought about trying July, getting out there, but it's like it doesn't really work with my schedule. So yes, absolutely. It can be hard. It can be hard. It's kind of one of those things where maybe you wait for all your kids to be out of school, and then it's just you and your, me and my wife can just go whenever we want to go. And don't get me wrong, I got a lot of time left in my life to do that. I mean, I'm only 45, but there's when I can get to them, I'll get to them. If it's 3 locations a year, it's 3 locations a year. But you know, it's one of those things. Hey, Patricia, how you doing? Um, but yeah, Edinburgh is a really neat place. They know me pretty well there at Edinburgh through Facebook Lives. I ask a lot of questions. That's key. Yeah, I ask a lot of questions during people's Facebook Lives. The spirits and the spirit boxes will get to know you pretty well. My name is coming through there quite a bit of time. So it's not something that I don't fear my name coming through a spirit box because, quite honestly, and then I know that put a lot of people off when they hear her voice. Like, oh my gosh, I hear my voice. What's going on? What do I do? What do I do? And that's something you shouldn't be afraid of, really. Um, Hi. Hi, Irene. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks, Kayla. Don't work too hard. Don't work too hard. Hopefully the day is short afterwards. Um, Come back anytime. You know that. Um, so, like I was saying before, hearing a name come through a spirit box, don't be so put off by that. They, they just kind of want to get to know you. As much as you want to get to know them, they want to get to know you. Um, and I say, sure, know my name. And then that just immediately starts up a conversation with that spirit and see what they have to say. I mean, not all the time that um, we drill them with questions. Sometimes it's repeated questions. It doesn't hurt to be different with your questions. And who knows? I mean, if you got your digital voice recorder along with you, I'm sure they're asking you questions. They drill us as much as we drill them, probably. Hi, Cindy. So I'll reiterate the question here today in case those of you are just joining us. So basically, what we're talking about today is what's been the weirdest things that's happened to you on your paranormal investigations, and something that is something you never want to hear or see ever again, because it really scared the crap out of you. So that is what the paranormal question of the day is. And for those of you that are new to the cast today, which I've never seen before, I thank you for joining us today. Um, that makes me feel really great that this is getting out there and catch on to people's ears and want to know what's going on. And thank you. I usually do this about an hour on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Wednesdays and Fridays are usually at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And Mondays are 8 p.m. till 9:30, 10 o'clock or so, depending on the guests we have. Because usually on Mondays, I like to have guests on. So, and I usually have a co-host, which is Taryn Kerper, but today she is working. So she might join me on Friday. So we'll see where that goes. And I like to have different questions every day I do it, so it's not the same repeated question all week. It's just the way I run things here. So feel free to come on in anytime when you get a chance and give your 2 cents on the paranormal question of the day. And if it's something really interesting that really gravitates to you, that's great. Always love to see new people in the audience. This is an audience. This show is geared for you guys, and for you to enlighten us with your experiments or experiences that you've come across in the paranormal field. So, let's see where we are here. Oh, we're actually going a little bit longer today than I thought. Pardon me, I'm kind of getting a cold, so my voice sounds a little hoarse. I apologize. So last month I got very mad. I had to stay away from my fuse box. Okay. I blew, what is it? Sorry. In my phone. Ooh. 2015 amp dryer. Oh boy. That's not good. Yeah. That could be, now that could also very well be like a Faraday cage too. Did I miss two? Sorry. Let me see here. I missed done. I got a recording of my niece and my ooh. She had a full conversation. Ooh, that's pretty interesting. Very interesting. Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. It's just one of those things. I can't shake colds lately. Electric shit is hilarious for me. Oh yeah, it can be. It can be. I mean, if you deal with a Faraday cage, that can be very strange. It can cause hallucinations as well, depending on how much energy is actually going through. So, if you have a fuse box, a dryer, and a washer all in a line, that can really play with your mind a little bit. I'm trying to learn more about human pendulum. Okay, so human pendulum, yep, the experience I had with. I was at the Melbourne Manor in April. Was really cool. Yep. I also felt a tightness around my neck for a little bit. Yeah, the human pendulum is one of those things that I don't know if I'll be able to experience with vertigo. I have a history of vertigo, so that's something I might have to stay away from. But I've heard a lot about it, Christy. Absolutely. He's in the corner. Oh, he sticks around. Sticks around me. Okay. And as long as it doesn't do anything to you, that's all right. I mean, feel free. I mean, the number one rule really in paranormal investigating is not to investigate your own home, quite honestly. But a lot of times, us investigators really kind of break the rule because that's what happens. When we see something strange or weird, we go into investigating mode. I blew streetlights. Whoa. Wow. You got a lot of stuff going on there. That's good. Glad he's cool. Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta like the people that you investigate with. Sometimes it can be hard to investigate when you don't have a good crew with you. Yeah, personally, I mean, I've had issues in my basement once before. I mean, granted, I'm the only person, or our family is the only one that lived in this house that we are in now. It was a spec house 20 years ago. Pardon me. But I've had a few weird occurrences down here in the basement. Feeling that something like, and two, with a Faraday cage, you can feel like you're being watched. And that's happened to me a lot too. Oh, deck room. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Hey, Cynthia. How you doing? Hopefully work is going well for you today. That's good. That's good. That's what you want to have. Definitely want to have protected spirits, and they're just there to outlook, you know, look out for you and make sure you're doing okay. Um, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Patricia. Greatly appreciate that. Thanks for joining us today, Cynthia. So, in case you didn't see what the question was today, Cynthia, here it is again. So, what is the weirdest things that have ever happened to you on investigations, and that you never want to see or hear ever again? I know it's kind of a bold statement, um, and it varies a little bit. You know how my questions are. I already did talk about the one time when we were at Melbourne with the Tesla coil and how weird that kind of was. So, what else? Gosh, I wish there's so many more locations I want to get to. Uh, Bango Haunted Crib. I was there for an event, but did not get to investigate it yet. Eventually, I'll get down there and we'll investigate that at some point. I'm sure Cynthia's got some stuff about Farrar Middle School, or Farrar School, I should say. Um, she's been to a lot more places than I have, especially at one place, the Stevenson Building. That is a funky location. Um, I believe that's in Nebraska. Is that where it is, Cynthia? Give her a minute here to type in. The Stevenson Building is made up with a lot of different energies, and it's the way how it's different as well. Had a demon tone. Okay, hold me down at 13, and okay, that's different. I remember his face. I decided him to my sister, and she saw the same demon. Interesting. Way more. Okay, way more Nebraska. All right, that's what I thought. Manila. Oh yeah, yeah. When Roland got affected, yeah, I can understand that. Described him. Okay. Yeah, Stevenson is in Nebraska. That's what I thought. Big ring in nose. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Might have to talk to Cynthia about that one. I think that's a story that Cynthia would like to hear about. Cynthia, I'm sending uh, Cynthia or Cindy McCabe to you one of these times. Have her talk to you about her experience. So just let you know about that one. So Cindy McCabe, if you have time, I would highly message Cynthia Gerodius and tell her about your experiences, and that way maybe she can help you on some of those. No, you don't want to give them any power. Absolutely not. That's one thing you don't want to do. But just remember, there's all this whole world is, demons are far few in between. So there's not demons everywhere. So if you get to, you know, get a hold of one, it's an unusual thing. Cynthia Dorodia, sorry. Can't talk today anymore. Yes, we do a show on Freaky Squeaky Fridays or Saturdays. She's part of Raven Rose Paranormal. She is located in Storm Lake, Iowa. So, yes, definitely want to hit them up on their page and talk to them about your experiences and stuff because they like hearing about different experiences and also sometimes can uh, induce shows that we talk about. And then that way you can be part of the show. So definitely get a hold of them. Yeah, not a lot of people do experience demons. I mean, I and not all demons are can be that bad. I'm sure there's a few that can be really nasty and do a lot of stuff to you, but for the most part, I believe that in my mind about demons, it's 1 to 2% that really hit us in the paranormal field. I mean, if you're really when you go to a location, if it's something that you're really looking for, it will happen to you, and you may not like what you find, but 99.9% of the time, I don't go in looking for anything except for uh, experiencing the building itself, get the feel of the building, experiencing the location and all that stuff, and then also if we happen to catch spirits in the end, that's definitely a plus. The stories, the back history, all that stuff is really cool. So, just so you know, Cynthia, I'm sending a person your way to talk about their experiences, and it might help them with whatever need they need. So, um, other than that, I don't know. Today was a pretty good subject, I think. I know not a whole lot of experiences today, but doesn't mean you don't have experiences. Maybe you just don't want to shed your light of the experience on here, and that's fine. You don't have to. It's just me with my questions and stuff. This is just gives you an outlet to elaborate on them here. Thank you very much, Cindy. So I think where are we at here on time? Because I don't want to get too late here. Heck, I did an hour all by myself today, which is normally an hour doesn't. I don't usually go an hour by myself. But no, this is a lot of fun today. I'm glad you guys got to share your experiences out here. And yes, please, if you got time, please share this out and let your friends know that this is what I do. And I also have a YouTube page, which is called MGS Paranormal on YouTube. So feel free to drop a like and a share on there and a follow. I do product reviews sometimes on there as well. And might have a show on paranormal tech coming up. So uh, stay tuned for that. Ah, okay. Yeah, back to work. Thanks, Jeff. Absolutely. Everyone here, have a great day. All right, Jeff. Oh, yes. I'll be back here on Friday afternoon. Absolutely. Don't work too hard, Cynthia. Alrighty, guys. Well, like I said, thank you for, whoops, there we go. Thank you for, joining me today, and that, we'll hit up on another subject, on Friday. So stay tuned for that. I'll, release what the subject is early Friday morning, and we'll go from there. And then I think Taryn might be available on Friday to help me out with Friday's show. Other than that, as far as Monday goes, I'm not quite sure yet if I have a guest. Still kind of working on that. I know I have some things. I know I have some people that might come on. Just gotta verify with them. But I wouldn't be too surprised if I don't have any on this Monday. So it may be just a Q&A for Monday. So, and let you guys bring up the subjects you want to talk about. Other than that, yes, you guys have a fantastic Wednesday, and don't be afraid to, absolutely, Jeff, absolutely. Don't be afraid to leave messages on my messenger at Darren Buss or MGS Paranormal if you like to leave it there. If you got questions, I'm happy to put them on here and post them on here, and we can talk about your questions and stuff. Whatever you have, circulating up in your brain, because mine constantly runs faster than I can type sometimes. So I do, I miss words when I type a lot. So, but yeah, just leave me some questions if you want to go over some stuff. Absolutely. So with that, I can't even talk right now. You guys have been watching the BB3 TV network and the Paranormal Brew. Also, the MGS Paranormal YouTube page. I bid you adieu. So long, everybody.